Hey guys, what's going on? Agent Aaron here, coming to you from the Secret Agent Studios today with another helpful guide with some tips and tricks about one of the subjects I'm asked most about, and that is, Agent Aaron, what are your controller settings? I've had a lot of people accuse me of cheating, different things, because I play so well with the controller, but guys, I promise you, I don't play on mouse and keyboard. I play strictly on the old Xbox controller, the old carbon black one that comes with the Series X. The one that comes in the box with it, that's what I play on. I don't even use an Elite controller or anything. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to show you guys my settings and try to go over them and explain some of them to you. And at the end of the video, I'm going to have a couple clips here to show you guys what you can do and what's possible to do once you get your controller settings optimized. Let's start out with this right here. All right, so what you want to do when you're looking for your settings, you want to hit the little button on your controller that looks like it has the two squares on it. So you hit that, that's going to bring up your settings. You go right here to settings, and then you want to scroll down to, I believe it is input. So you click on input and you go down here and you just scroll down. Now there's settings in here to set your mouse and keyboard too, but we're going to ignore those because that's not what we'll run over today. You're going to go right here to controller sensitivity. Okay? Now these settings, I don't know if you guys know Files, but he is probably one of the top rated. He's at least in the top two, if not the top controller player on PC on Sea of Thieves. So I talked to Files a little bit, and I actually saw him go over his settings and talk about them a little bit. So I decided to try them, and I tweaked mine a little bit. A lot of these settings and ideas I got from him, but they're not exactly the same as his. I tweaked them and optimized them to fit my play style because guys, I'm telling you, you can go crazy. You can turn these all the way up, and I mean, you'll spin so fast and do things so fast you can't keep up with yourself on screen. I promise you. So we're going to look at these settings, and then I'm going to go over with a couple more settings here and just a few tips and tricks for you. So all right, let's start out with this one. Controller sensitivity. That is how sensitive your controller is. When you hit a button or a direction on the D-pad, pull a trigger, anything, you don't want this one all the way up. You want it about right in the middle, a little bit better than half. So I always set mine at 6.5 and I leave it. Okay? Now this next setting, it's called the controller look dead zone. You do not want any dead zone on your controller, so set that one all the way to the left down to 0.1. All right. And if you look down at the bottom, it'll tell you just how far you need to move the left or right stick within the menu before an input is registered. I haven't really touched this, but I don't like it to be real high. I'm going to go ahead and drop mine down to 5 because I like for the things to register super fast. So we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it there. That's brand new. The controller menu repeat speed, it kind of tells you there again. I never mess with that. I just leave it on medium. Now the controller response curve right here. You want your controller to have a very fast response curve, and to do that, you want it to be low, if that makes sense. The lower the response curve, the quicker your controller responds. So I don't set it all the way to the max, the minimum. I leave it at about 1.5 and it works just fine. Okay, now to keep up with people on PC or to give you a chance against people that are fighting on PC with their mouse and keyboard, you want all your weapons, most of your weapons, you want them all up pretty high. Now I set mine pretty high and I've got used to playing with these high settings, so these work for me. You might start out at like a 7, and if that's too slow, just kind of go up from there. And like I said, guys, you can just try these. This is what the agent plays on, okay? Now I'm not saying the settings that I use are for everybody. They may be too fast for you. They may be too slow. So you just kind of set them where you want. But to see what I do when I stream during the week and what I do on Sea of Thieves and the crazy clips and the crazy stuff that I do, cannon shots, the sniping, the pistol shots, all of that. This is what I use. Okay, on the blunderbuss is a little bit slower weapon. They've kind of done a lot of changes to it, so you want to set that one. I've got mine set on about 9. It makes it pretty responsive. Same thing with the pistol. I've got it set about 9.1. The eye of reach, if you're just a pro and you're good at quick scoping, about 8 will do for you. If you want it to go higher, you can set it higher or lower if it's too fast. Double barrel pistol, I've got it set at about 9.1 because it's a lot like your flintlock as far as the responsiveness is. So I set those about the same. Throwing knives, you want to be quick with your throwing knives. You can kill a guy before he can two-tap you with knives if you're good and you know what you're doing and you have a quick response time with those. So I set mine up to about 9. And actually, you probably could set it all the way to the max and you'd be just fine. All right, blowpipe. I'll leave it about 7.9. The grapple gun, I've been thinking about, I'm going to bump it up a little bit. I'm going to bump it up to about 7.6. The trident, because it's so freaking slow when you go to use it, spinning around, you're basically in slow motion. So I set it to the max because you know, if you're going to use it, you want to spin around fast with it. You don't want to be in slow motion. And the same thing with the hunting spear. The hunting spear acts a lot like the trident of Dark Tides. So I set that at max response to at like 10. Now these other ones, I just leave them all. I've never messed with these. I'm not going to mess with them. I just leave them the same. But that's my controller input setting. Okay, now there's a few other things here that I can give you guys real quick. I've got my reduce hold to interact on. That means all I have to do is hit the button, tap the button once, and it's going to drop the anchor, do whatever. You don't have to actually hold the button down. Now that takes some getting used to, and it's cost me a couple matches and things in Hourglass before because I dropped the anchor when I didn't want to, or I'm grabbing it instead of the sail or whatever. That's up to you on that, but I always leave mine to reduce hold to interact on. And let's see if there's anything else down in here. Oh, next one is HUD. If you want to get the coolest screenshots without, you know, your name and your gold and all that up there and game tags or whatever, just toggle your HUD off. It will turn all the names off and everything so you can take some crisp screenshots, you know, with no names, no, you know, nothing cluttering the screen up in the corner, your health bar, your ammo slots, anything like that. You don't have to worry about all that stuff on there. So you can toggle it to off to take awesome screenshots if you find me on the seas or Hitbo or any of those other guys. Okay, and then this one. I've been asked a lot about this one too. Out of the video settings, this is what I leave mine on. I've got Direct 3D version. I've got it set to 12, multi-core on. Now these won't work for everybody. I've just got it set to my monitor. And I leave mine at 1920 by 1080 native. That's what the game was designed for and everything. So I leave it at that. Now, I've also been asked questions about the field of view. I crank mine all the way up to 90 because you want to see as much as you can. Now, if you do some kind of a cheat or a hack with your video card to turn it up past 90, Rare considers that an exploit, and if they find out that you're doing it or they see that you're doing it, believe me, they can tell if they watch your videos or your VODs or anything. They can tell, and it's an instant ban. They will ban you if you go over 90 for your field of view. So I just leave mine set to the highest maximum one, 90. And then I've got all my stuff set on mythical. But that's it for that. And let's see here. Is there anything else? Okay, there's one more thing that I remembered. People ask me, Agent Aaron, how do you PvP so well as you do on the controller? Well, I'm going to show you guys what I do, okay? I've had to remap some of my buttons, and guys, this made all the difference in the world to me, okay? The biggest problem that I used to have, I'd get killed all the time and just look like a noob every single fight, is you have to take your thumb off your right stick to hit the A to jump, okay? The thing that I did is I remapped my button to jump to push down on the right stick. So to sprint, I push down on the left stick, and then I put toggle to crouch on the A button because, you know, I don't use crouch a lot, but it gets it out of the way and it puts it on a button. Because once you remap your button A to jump to the right stick, when you push it down, it unbinds your A button and you don't use it for anything else. So I just put the crouch there. Now the advantage to this is what you do is when you set it to this is now you can run and jump without having to take your thumbs off the sticks at all. You can use your left trigger to aim and then your right trigger, pull the trigger to fire your weapon. Guys, I'm telling you, it made me go from about a 30% win rate in fights to about a 90% win in most fights because I never have to take my thumbs off the sticks. So it takes a little bit of getting used to, but I would highly suggest you guys try that. If you're wanting to get better at PvP, you want to do it, I suggest you try it. And hey, just let me know how it works in the comments below for you. Let me know how much of a difference it made. If you like it, you don't like it, whatever, but that's what I do. All right, guys, well, that wraps it up for my settings and everything today. Thank you guys for watching the video, and hey, we'll get to these clips. Let's check them out. Okay, guys, this first clip is me doing a couple snipes on some guys in some towers at a fort. Me and Toasty were driving by trying to steal it from them. And guys, once you learn how to follow your shots and you get used to it using those settings that I showed you, it's crazy what you can do. And this video just proves it. So here we go. Check it out. Guy in that tower right there. Killed him. He
Nice.
did.
That's that guy.
Killed that guy.
Nice.
They're both dead.
I'm gonna go to their sloop.
Okay. Okay, guys, in this next clip is some crazy cannon work like you guys have come to expect from the agent here. You know, I have to set my expectations high because I know you guys depend on me showing you the crazy stuff. Well, this is a clip that I caught that was pretty crazy, me fighting a brig. It's a little bit of luck, but it's also a little bit of knowledge on where to aim the cannon. Check this out. First shot. What? And last but not least, here is the agent doing some fancy footwork and some dancing on some guys on a brig that were shooting at Eagle 5. How dare they shoot at Eagle 5? I got on their boat and I cut all three of them up. So, hope you enjoyed the clip. Check this out. How dare you shoot Eagle 5? Okay guys, hope you enjoyed those clips. That shows you just a little bit of what I do on the controller. There's so much more to it. It just takes a lot of time and practice. If you guys enjoyed the video today, don't forget, hey, throw me a like, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I've got more videos coming out in the future. And hey, I'm Agent Aaron. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for your time. And hey, I'll see you on the seas and on the next one. And guys, don't forget, you can find the agent, myself, Agent Aaron, on Twitter, on TikTok, and on Twitch. Now get out there and do some pirating. See you guys.